Yeah, we've been here since 1979. The school started. It started in basically one little room, and it's expanded.
Quiet on set. Lights. Camera. Scene 4, take 8, action.
Yeah! Perfect. Fred, start your line.
I was a student of anthropology at one point, and what I noticed was kids in traditional societies learned by playing, and it was serious play. They would make fishing poles, arrows, and then they would consult with their adults in the community to hone their skills. Well, the same thing I noticed here. I wanted to consult with kids. So if you wanted to be a videographer, how could I support you in doing that? We were in the frame in the last one. How could our curriculum support that? And that's what we've been perfecting.
Stay up there, Tonio. Once you push through, stay there.
What happened to them?
BO2, as they say, right on it. So a few years ago, we had this opportunity to do an environmental project where the kids try to enact change on an environmental issue that's local. So I talked to Sri about how we could do it within the classroom. Use his DVD project, which he was already doing, to have the kids educate the greater community. So then we just set about trying to incorporate all of our other curriculum into this project. So we incorporate all the science standards into it by having them do science research papers and science experiments based off of their topic, language arts by doing the formal letter writing, creative writing, speech writing, persuasive writing. And so we just kind of went down each subject and saw how much can we incorporate. And what we found out is we can incorporate probably 85, 90% of the standards, a real huge amount of the standards into this project. And then the kids end up doing the standards for a reason, like a purpose, because they start to passionately care about their topic.
We are carefully aligning up the standards, state standards, in order to make sure that the students are getting what they need and can demonstrate, and they do. Right now it's 0. We haven't. There's no time limit, right? Yeah, exactly.
But, so do I just put 0, 0, 0?
Exactly. That's exactly right. They have the math skills. They have the reading skills, they have the presentation skills, they have the history skills that they need. What we did a couple years ago, we won the Siemens National Contest. The science component of what we did, we entered the Siemens We Can Change the World project.
It was the topic on marine debris, and it was the combination of everything, the DVD, educating the public. They did a big beach cleanup, a lot of research, and they worked really hard to pass the ban in Watsonville on single-use plastic like they addressed city council. Yeah, that's perfect. Just make sure your body's not leaning on the desk at all.
There's many sets of polls, but 2 particular ones that we're working on is, what's the difference between a citizen and a consumer? What's the difference between an achiever and a learner? Now, again, neither one is mutually exclusive, but let's look at achievement and learning. Achievement says that there's a limited number of prizes available. We get kids invested in this project because we could win a trip to Disneyland. However, it doesn't take long. The kids are no longer focused on whether or not we're going to get to Disneyland. They're focused on learning how to do what they need to do. And so whether or not they win the prize, they have gotten solid skills that will serve them their entire lives. And they can pick the ones that they want and develop those and achieve in those.
My reason for starting it with him is I wanted to empower kids. Like, that's my big soapbox that I stand on. It really bothers me that a lot of teenagers, children, and even adults today just don't feel empowered, that they don't realize their constitutional rights, that they don't realize that they can change the world. And the first year that we posed this project, I told the kids 5th grade can change the world. And they laughed, they didn't believe it. We're just kids, is kind of the comment. But kind of what happened in the end is they realized that 5th grade really can change the world. And every 5th grade after that looks forward to coming into here and picking their topic and making change. And they realize how to use their constitutional rights, how they can change the world, how they can change the world with humor, with video, with art. Like, we try to incorporate all their types of interests. which is the magic of this project, that even if they're not into video, DVD, or acting, maybe they're the artist of the group. So each kid finds their gift and realizes that their gift really can contribute to the whole, and when we all stick our gifts together, that we really can change the world, and they really have every single year.
And the kids look at what the problems are and they choose the one that they would most like to work on, and so they're invested in it. And once you invest in something, that's the best thing. If you're a teacher, you know that if kids are, or your students are invested, that it's an easy ride.
I mean, they've done something pretty significant last year with otters and helping a rehabilitated monk seal get back to Hawaii. The year before that with marine debris and the plastic bag ban, which was huge. The year before that, invasive species. They worked really hard to eradicate a lot of invasive species on our property here. And then the year before that was just sort of like our test year, and it was recycling in general and stuff. But those kids, they changed the way they see, and we hear from teachers at the upper campus that those kids don't want to do busy work anymore. They don't want to just read in a book and answer questions in science. They want a project, and they want a project that is going to help the world around them. They want to do something with their science and their math and their language arts, not just let's read about force and motion and then, answer the questions.
We think it's foul to kill the burrowing owl.
This year they're working with the burrowing owl. And while one of them was doing their research, they found an article in the Wall Street Journal who quoted a biologist, Jack Barclay. I guess he's the leading biologist on the western burrowing owl. Everybody refers to his work. He's done the longest term studies. And they're like, contact him, like, Papa. And I'm like, okay. So lo and behold, we sent him an email and he talked to us and gave us a lot of leads of different organizations that would be interested in working with the kids, gave us a lot of information.
Close your eyes and count to 3, and the burrowing owl team you shall see.
I mean, it's a lot of work for us, but they light the fires. Like, none of it is our idea. Even the DVD isn't our idea. They have to want to do it in order for us to do it. Like, we tell them every year we don't have to do a DVD, but I haven't seen a 5th grader yet go, oh no, I don't want to touch a camera or have to act. Kids. Oh!
The performing arts are a very large part of what we do. We do a couple productions a year, and that's where the kids are refining their skills in acting.
Lights, camera, scene 4, take 3, action.
11th and 12th grade. The teacher there has this huge project, and they go all over the world. 2 years ago, they they did a whole year of what is happiness, based off of the book by the Dalai Lama. And so they studied that problem all year. They went out, interviewed people, put it all together in their own DVD, and then finally went to India and had an interview with an audience with the Dalai Lama.
Oh!
Video production shows you the cycle of life. There's pre-production. You have to gather what it is you need. You have to do all your research. Then you do your production, which is what you shoot what it is that you've done, and then you have to have post-production, which is a reflection on what you've done. It's almost like the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. One of the parts that's not always, but very much forgotten in much of education is that return. What did you see? What did you find out? What do you have to share with us? Those are very important.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
And it really depends upon collaboration. As a teacher, one of the things I noticed, it was very difficult to, it was very insular. My classroom was my classroom. Not that every teacher's classroom, of course, is their own style is going to come out. But I really just long to have collaboration. Through our project, we encourage kids to work together. I worked in the corporate world before I ever became a teacher, and always collaboration was the key to success in any company. And so that's what we started doing. Can we have teams of people? People who want to act, people who want to learn camera, people who want to write, people who want to edit, people who want to sell, people who want to run a company. So we start to find the gifts that each child has and try to address this whole project towards their needs. And we have been developing it for now, this is the fifth year.
Good. Me, 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 me.
We are the BO team.
You know, and film production is like that. You can, nobody can work alone in that in that venue. Pull your left foot. That's it. Now you can cheat better that way, right? 2D, you've only got length and width to deal with. A video, you add in a third dimension, and anytime you add in a third dimension, it's not just an arithmetic increase. It's a geometric increase. You really have to develop your intelligence. So these kids are, working together. They're using more of their intelligence. You've got 5 different areas to mastery. You've got what's the language, what's the concept, what's the context in which you're working, what's the mechanics, and how do I use it? What good is it? And it's fun. That's the biggest thing. When they come in the morning, they're off the bus, and that's not like they're ready to go. They want to go. And I expect that because I'm fully engaged. No, don't take a test, just a test. When we get into the editing phase of this, they will want to come in and do, the editors, the people who are really interested in editing, will want to come in on a Saturday. We form this company, right? And the people who want to do editing sign up. The people who want to do the marketing sign up. We try to give them a piece of everything that they want to do. But the editors are the ones who really are interested and know beforehand that this is going to take hours. That when they get into the editing lab, that it's very exacting. This is the seconds, this is the minutes, this is an hour. Okay, so it's 30 frames per second. So this will go up to 29, then it'll go to 1, right?
Okay.
And
then this will go to 3, up to 60, and then I'll get to 1, right?
Yeah.
Good. We do storyboard it, and we do have an idea. They know the cutaway shots. In fact, they'll see some of the cutaway shots. They're going to need to do pickups and that kind of stuff.
Scene 4, take 1, action.
It helps them understand how business works, who reports to who, and then who reports to us, versus all the kids trying to talk to us at once. They know that they need to work up the ladder in order to solve problems as a team.
The product is going to be the DVD that they do. And at the holiday season coming up, we sell that to just parents and friends. It gives them the opportunity to make up a sales slip, to set goals, to use math in order to figure out what they're, how they're going to set their goals, how many they think they can do, percentages of how much they are selling. The sales manager takes a weekly report. In fact, he or she does it over a local area network so that each person sends in their sales report to the sales manager. The sales manager then communicates with the person who's in charge of producing the DVD. Their job is to find out how much it's going to cost to produce it, the cost of the packaging, the cost of the ink to print the labels, and then they have to make up all those, put all those components together, and then they have to distribute it. So you have a whole lesson in how a company really operates, what their profit margins are, all sorts of stuff, all incorporating math, sales techniques. So it's all real world stuff. It's project based, and so it's not how many slices of pizza you have in a pie, and if you take one out, what's the percentage left, and all that kind of stuff. It's a real, authentic learning. And then they sell the DVD that they make, and then we get to finance our technology. We buy lights, we buy cameras, we buy computers, editing equipment, software, everything. And they get the benefit of all this.
It's a private school, and private schools don't have a ton of funding, and they support our project, but we have to provide the funding, the equipment for our project. So what we've discovered is all these different contests that we can enter, like the Earth Day contest and the Siemens and the Disney, and if they have monetary prizes behind them, we're like, woohoo! Because then we can keep funding all our technology year after year, and other stuff, use the money to help the different causes that the kids are into.
We think it's foul to kill the burrowing owl. So we're on our way to save the day.